Chapter 24, Episode 6 Final. Iris walks out onto a stage, a single spotlight following her. She stops near the center, turns to the audience, and deeply bows. Thank you all for joining us on our story thus far. We sincerely apologize for the extended break. As it turns out, our director found out shortly after our previous release that our writing staff messed up royally in regards to this episode and the last. Basically, the timing of the episode was thrown out of whack. After a month of firing, hiring, and quit seclusion hidden behind countless bottles of a particular name brand soft drink, another month of replanning, not in that particular order, the decision was made to extend this episode. So, if you would please enjoy this extended episode, thank you. Also, please excuse our mess. Our director expressed his appreciation to his previous writing staff for their support. We're doing our best to clean the body's mess up. As the FA arose, I found it rather difficult to grasp onto one of the ideas that zoomed through my mind. After all, it's not every day that a not-so-regular teenager has to try and come up with a plan to what you must be building for what could have been an unlikely meeting between two people, one of whose intentions I may have misinterpreted. Okay, so maybe not. But maybe the means? Maybe? So, Ibuki droned. Got any bright ideas? I shook my head. Not really. I can't really think of anything long enough to build off of it, you know. Sorry, I shook her head too. Makes sense. You're a little young and inexperienced for this kind of thing, aren't you? Yeah. I've only been doing this for about half a week after all. Ibuki sighed. So short, the time spent. So little, the experience gained. Shut up. The elevator came to a stop at the ground floor. Doors opened to allow us to leave. I could only scratch my head as we walked through the lobby and toward the front doors. Maybe we could... No. How about if we... No, that wouldn't work either, would it? Oh, I know. We could... Darn it. Wonderful. There was nothing I could really come up with that would actually work, could it? No matter what I tried to think of, I couldn't take any of those plans past initial thought. The second idea came to mind, the part of my brain that likes to shoot things down and put holes in them like plasma cannons to glass. I brought my thumbs up to my lips and bit down on my nail. Apparently my so-called best friend took that as an opportunity to take a jab at me. Oh look, little Iris is so deep in thought. Is it any wonder we get along so well? She's in so deep, she doesn't even notice the steps right in front of her. Steps? I asked. It was just late though, because I'd realized that my foot was a foot or two too high from solid ground. As I was losing the balance, I would have cared for a second or two longer. My arms flared around me. Just as I was about to right myself, though, a devilish voice came from behind me. You wanna know what happens if you fall? I shivered slightly. Have mercy. Nope. Boogie gave me a hard shove from behind, and once again I nearly toppled over the short flight of steps. At this point, realization might have crossed my face, likely followed closely by pavement. So this is how it would end, was it? My life story, brought to an anticlimactic close to the ridges of a short staircase. Boogie saw I cut my arms before that could happen and pulled me back towards safety. The same voice whispered into my ear. Now you know how it feels. I turned and regarded that best friend with the fiercest gaze I could muster. I really hate you sometimes. She just stared for a second before letting a small laugh escape her lips. It's much easier to take something like that seriously when you're not pouting. What? Me? Pouting? I could feel my glare intensify. Ibuki had to be insane. What would I have to pout about exactly? I don't pout. I don't cry. I haven't cried since... I guess my features shifted to reflect what I was thinking, because Sora upped to step in at that point. Ibuki, that was a little harsh. Ibuki also looked the way I looked at him and winced. Sorry, Iris, I didn't mean that. The two ninjas sent me back into solid and stable ground, though I didn't release my gaze when they released my arms. What was Ibuki thinking? How could she say something like that to me? I wanted to hit her for that so badly. The only thing that stunned me was the fact that she actually could. Did she make me pay for trying? After a few seconds of uncomfortable silence, I decided to try and calm down. After all, she probably didn't think about what she was going to say before actually saying it. I took a deep breath to settle my nerves. And with that, all was forgiven. For now. If you girls are done playing around, a voice said from behind us. Following it, I found someone in a blue uniform, swooshed hair and overcoveted aura. Scott had apparently broken off from the rest of his group to find us. We've got a job to do. What's up with me and being surrounded by workaholics? Alright, I said. Let me get home first. He raised an eyebrow. Why would you do that? Because I need to change to see if my shoes are dry yet. Because I need to, get someone. That sounded good. It also didn't occur to me that a special someone sitting at home would be of some help too, so that was a plus. Sky shifted on his feet a bit. I don't think getting enough civilian involved is a good idea. I turned away and started slowly down the steps, making sure I didn't tempt fate or anything. Ibuki and Sora followed behind me, worrying me a bit. Don't worry about it. He's not just like a civilian. Well, unless whoever this is extremely important, I wouldn't get him involved. He'd probably just slow us down. I smiled and turned around. Don't worry about that. He can't do anything but help. And with that, the three of us left him behind and made our way back to the spot we arrived on. So, do you have a plan? Ibuki asked just before I stepped on the square that would take us back to my house. I paused about half a step away from the box. I really wish he hadn't asked that. No, I thought. I don't have a plan. I don't have any idea what to do, and I think that getting changed is a bit more important than figuring out how to interrupt a meeting between a space villain and a future teenage one. Once coming together, I said. I just need a little time to iron out the details. Wow, I'm such a good liar. Ibuki rolled her eyes. Wow, you're such a bad liar, she shrugged. Whatever, just let us know when you've got something to work with. Deciding that I didn't need to go home right this second, I spun on my heels and faced my best friend and new friend. Thanks, but I don't think getting you guys involved is the best idea. It may be a little late for that, Sarah replied. We did kind of jump in back at the mall. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Still, I think I'll be able to handle this myself. +5, Boogie added. Right. Anyway, you guys should head back home once we get back. Two teen ninjas not in agreement. Though something told me that it was gonna be that simple. Oh well. I turned back around, stepped on the box, and let myself be whisked away. Back at home, it took a little more convincing and allowed Sharon to get Ibuki and Sarah to go home. I knew something was up when they agreed to so easy back at wherever MHC HQ is. I'd have to look that up sometime. It never occurred to me how much I didn't like being teleported somewhere I didn't know about. I took a deep breath as I stood outside my front door, watching as the two walked down the street. That certainly took long enough, I said to nobody in particular. I stepped back into my house upstairs in the nearest shower. After a day of exhausting work that wasn't even finished yet, I would really need it. I also had a feeling that Mom and Dad weren't going to be too happy about the increased water bill if I was going to take a shower after every fight. Thankfully, neither of them were immediately around to express their opinions about it. Where were they anyway? They weren't there when I got home. Oh well, nothing beats the soothing feeling of hot water washing away all of the day's issues and preparing you for a whole new set. The entire time, ideas continued flowing in and out of my head. It got to the point that I started drawing out plants on the shower wall. Feeling more if I that drawings were entirely made of water, and that they were in my shower, which would make this whole analogy creepy. I'm pretty sure some sports coach out there would have been proud of them. Again, nothing stuck. Once I was done, I headed back to my room to find some clothes to wear. I found that everything I was wearing earlier that morning had been washed and dried, including my tennis shoes. That much I was thankful for, because I really wanted my shoes. Nothing against flip-flops, but it's a lot easier to fight when you don't have to worry about losing your stuff and getting hit in the head. Not that I wasn't worried about that to begin with. Being hit in the head is never fun. Once dressed, I sat back down my head, crossed one arm over my chest, sat the elbow of the other arm on top, and began tapping my head repeatedly. Think, think. Think, think. Think, think. It was official. This was such a conundrum, another word I never thought I'd use, that I had to enter my deep thought mode. I was just glad that neither Ibuki nor Sora were there. One of them would have mocked me about it. It would have been embarrassing for the other to see me that way. Think, think. Think, think. Think, think. There was the obvious step. 6 pairs of eyes could watch over the area my guess about space bat was right. That I pretty much had down and figured the SPD also would have decided too. It was a combination of an unknown office and response times that I couldn't find a solution for. No matter what I could think of, none of it had the kind of response that it needed. Even if the guy did show up, I didn't have a way to get up to the office that I couldn't remember fast enough to catch him. Heck, I can't even remember which office belonged to Burkhan in the first place. Then, at that moment, Nancy leaped into my lap. Tango, due to my deep thinking mode, apparently took it as an invitation to nuzzle. In any other situation, I probably would have obliged him. What with my love for cats and all. Instead, I ended up jumping slightly at his sudden appearance in my lap. I blinked at him for a second. He returned the look in kind. A few seconds of blinking passed before a wide grin formed on my face. Why Tango didn't corner me sooner was the last thing on my mind. All that mattered was that Tango, with his ability to form a jetpack attached from my armor, was the solution I was looking for. Say, I asked him, despite the fact that he couldn't really answer me, want to help me on a mission? He batted his nose with the paw and let out a loud meow. I took that as a yes. Not that I was looking for some other kind of answer. I picked him up and walked downstairs toward the secret headquarters. For the record, in order to get into the code room from the second floor, one has to descend around 100 steps, and just less than a fifth of those steps separate the ground floor from the second. That makes for one long trip. Once I was down there, however, I realized that I hadn't even gone to the Burkhan Industries Tower before I hit my first snag. I had no idea to work transceiver, and as far as I knew, Mom wasn't home. Okay, I said more to myself than the Oslo-based man in my arms. Well, this is grand. I sat down at the computer. I was sure Mom used to work the transceiver. Maybe I could figure out how to operate it? I tapped the small power button on the screen. As if by some force of nature, lines of computer code began streaming across the screen. I never even knew such a random assortment of letters, numbers, and symbols could be so dizzying. I turned on the monitor before I had a chance to bless with the migraine. So much for that plan. Need some help? I jumped to the voice as something emanated from behind me. Tango and I quickly snuck to the source. Mom. In a white, sweat-soaked t-shirt and sweatpants with a towel draped over her shoulders. I scratched my cheek nervously. Yeah. What were you doing? Running, Mom answered without missing a beat. I raised an eyebrow to that answer. What, you think I keep this gorgeous figure by looking at auto paint screens all day? I shrugged. Good enough for me. I got up, but Mom took my place at the computer. So, where do you need to go? Burkhan Industries, I said simply. Tango and I walked under the square that would send us wherever it was Mom was going to plant us. Mom nodded. Sounds good. A few keystrokes later, the square posed its familiar blue color before everything was replaced with tingles and shining lights. Hopefully things would move a little more smooth than they had earlier in the day. Puns are fun! Anyway, new reference to this one. Might be a good chance to work on your deep thinking mode.